Hey guys, I want to tell you about the book Love After Rejection by Marissa Tang. I am Marissa Tang and I wrote this book. It is a werewolf romance. I did not expect so many of you to actually like this book, let alone keep reading it at least 5 years after it was made. Thank you all for that. The story is actually written with the fans, I guess I want to call you guys, in mind, because I wrote this book on Wattpad. And when I wrote it on Wattpad, I would upload one chapter at a time. And since I did that, I was able to get your guys' opinion on each chapter I wrote. I read what you guys liked and I wrote what you guys didn't like. So it could mean that that's why the book is kind of all over the place. Again, I did not expect so many people to actually enjoy reading this. It is a novel. It's at least over 100,000 words. I wrote this back in 2016 or 17, around the time my youngest son was born. I don't know what else to say except thank you guys all so much for loving it. And I couldn't have done this, literally could not have done this without you guys, because I got your feedback on each chapter and I wrote it along from what you guys liked and what you guys didn't like. This was my first book, and that being said, well, this is my first book published, not the first book I wanted to write. This book was actually written with the intention to see if I could gain the attraction of people. I wanted to publish my first book, but it didn't really go as well as I had planned because nobody knew who I was. And people probably still don't know who I am, but this is my most popular book. And again, when I wanted to write, I decided that I needed to get a following. And to get a following, I had to write what people wanted to read. And when I looked up what people wanted to read, it turned out that a lot of people, one of the number one stories on Wattpad are werewolf romance books and stories. I had no idea how to write a werewolf story, let alone a werewolf rejection story, which is a very high trope. So I did research. I read a lot. I figured out the formula and I adapted it to this story. I'm like completely overwhelmed with the amount of people that enjoyed reading this, which I had I usually outline all of my books. Even to this day, 2024, I still have outlines all over. I have little note cards everywhere, all over my desk, where I write down and outline all of my books. This one was not outlined at all. I wrote day by day, not knowing where I was going, and it ended up where it is. I do want to say that I know that this book is unedited because I had no idea what I was doing when I published this. I put all the chapters together. I sent a few to my friends so they could proofread it for me. I proofread some of it myself. We got as many errors as we could, which I guess was not a lot, because that's my biggest complaint on this book, that the editing is not well done. I'm trying to get it well done. I'm trying to get all the errors fixed. And again, I really just overwhelmed and so happy that people still read this book, and it means a lot to me. So thank you guys very much for that. I adore you guys.